Good afternoon, welcome to another episode of Crime Pays But Botany Doesn't. We're here on the south side of Chicago. I don't know, what number are we at?
An undisclosed number between 91 and 109.
That's down there on the 109th Street, 91st Street, somewhere around there. Anyway, we're down here, we're gonna check out some of the cool native plants that are occurring, but there's also naturalized cannabis sativa here. Both the phenotypes that were used for rope production via hemp and fiber production in the 1930s and 40s, the same phenotype you'd find roadside growing in places like Nebraska along the Platte River or Kansas, etc., as well as the psychoactive strain, which I had some 5 or 6 different people willingly donate to us right here, since pot is legal now. So there's psychoactive phenotypes of pot down here, and the hemp phenotype. Now, why am I spreading non-native seeds? Because pot's not native in North America, despite what some of those wingnut hippies might tell you, okay? It's native to the Eurasian steppe, Eastern Europe and Western Asia. Now, why am I spreading this? Well, pot is not too invasive, and actually it's not very, you'll find it naturalizing a little bit. You'd never find it forming monocultures. It'd be funny if you did. But also, I just kind of like seeing what's going to happen to it, and my hope is that maybe someone will come down here and harvest that, all right? We'll see how that goes. It's a dioecious plant. Plants are male and female. And what I like about cannabis sativa, because I don't really enjoy smoking it makes me too forgetful, it makes me kind of loopy, whatever. That's just personal preference. It's not my cup of tea, but I do enjoy studying it as an example of human selection, okay? Same thing humans did with Brassica oleracea. They bred 5 different, 6 different, 7 different types of phenotypes that now stay true to seed because their genetics have been so reinforced via decades, millennia of human selection. Same thing with pot. So it's a great case study and kind of in how evolution works. But evolution's natural selection, this is human selection. Either way, we're gonna dump some of these seeds out, take a look, see what other native plants are growing, and observe some of the other invasive plants as well. Let's go do it. Here we go.
Okay.
See all this stuff. This is all buckthorn. This is all Rhamnus cathartica right there. All right?
It's a mighty thicket.
It is. Indeed it is. Yeah, it's everywhere. It's a really bad invasive. But then we got this stuff over here. It's a non-native mustard, brassicaceae. We got some native milkweeds. Looks like you got some typhus in there, some native cattails. Ailanthus altissima, which looks like it got knocked with the, they are managing this site. They're spraying glyphosate or some sort of herbicide occasionally to knock back some of the invasives. That's good, but that's only gonna work if after you spray the glyphosate and the herbicide knock back the invasives, you're also planting natives too, so the natives can outcompete. Got lots of brome. You had some old train tracks as well. Look at that.
Oh.
Some ballast piles. It's mostly non-natives, but there's little blue stem in there as well. See those little blue spikes poking up? Schizachyrium scoparium. Then there's probably there's some milkweed, there's Rhamnus cathartica, quite a few non-native grasses. Look at it, we got Daucus carota, Queen Anne's lace, okay, the wild ancestor of today's bread carrot, right? Same species, but the carrots are just, you could call them an anthrophyte, like an ecotype, all right? An anthrotype is just a plant that's been bred by people. It's had its most recent evolution impacted by human selection. Over here we got one of many species of St. John's wort in the genus Hypericum. You see that 5 distinct petaled flower with many stamens inside. They all kind of tend to look the same to me with very subtle differences. Okay, there's punctatum and what's the other one? Perforatum, which is Eurasian. Punctatum's native, etc. I don't really get into it. To be honest, I don't really give a shit about this genus. At least I don't give a shit about diagnosing species ID. I just care about, okay, it's a species of Hypericum that's good enough for me. They're in the Dominican Republic, they're in Europe, there are quite a few species in cloud forests, they're in South America too. It's all over the place, but all you gotta know is it's Hypericum. That's good enough for me. No offense to whoever studies that, but Jesus Christ, man, I don't know how you do your job. That's gotta be boring as hell. Let's keep going.
I want to bring us in to, pay tribute to a fallen brother. I did initially think this was a piece of tire tread or a piece of rope, but as I get closer, you get closer in there. This is one of our reptilian friends, unfortunately.
Appears to be some garter snake or so. That's very sad.
And some kind of power company truck probably came by and just, squashed him. And, there he lays to go back into the circle of life, into the into the ecosystem from whence he came and is a part of forever now.
And right here we got a purple loosestrife, okay, an invasive species. Whoa, you could hear the echo coming from standing close to this hollow tube. We got purple loosestrife, okay, in the genus Lythrum, in the family Lythraceae, okay, same family as pomegranate, as well as the dreaded crepe myrtle. You can see it's got a 6-petaled flower in there, if you can actually make them. Let's see if we can find a intact flower. There you go, 6 pink petals, very unique for a eudicot, all right? Numerals of 6. Normally you see that in monocots, okay? And normally you see, you know, with eudicots, you see the 5 petals. This is the 6 petal, all right? The family's all over the place. Like when I was in Minas Gerais, Brazil, saw a lot of cool variations, not on Lythrum, but closely related species with the exact same flower structure in the genus Dipleucodon. But this guy's real invasive, you know, brought over horticulturally just for horticultural amusement with the shit from Europe and escaped, and now it's everywhere. Okay, this is good. You don't want to confuse these two. They're both, I mean, they're both invasive. They can both be hacked and then spot treated with glyphosate to remove them and restore, you know, native ecosystem diversity, but they are in the same family. They're both from Europe. This is Frangula ulmus. You can see it's got these little berries in there that mature to a dark purplish navy color, all right? And then this is Rhamnus cathartica, the dreaded buckthorn, all right? Really awful plant. Forms huge monocultures and smothers native plant diversity throughout the Midwest. Look at that, you got a long petiole. Not long petiole, but you know, long enough. At least it's, I'd say it's a third or a fourth the length of the entire leaf. And then you got that kind of dentate margin right there. And look at that venation on that too. Whereas, you know, you look at the frangula, it's got a decent venation, similar venation too, but it doesn't have that margin. It's got a smooth margin, but you still got that long petiole though. And again, same family, Rhamnaceae, buckthorn family. We have plenty of cool native members, but neither one of these is native. So hack them, treat them. Oh, we do have daytime mosquitoes due to our proximity to the effluent topped pond.
You can see it. Look at them little frags. You seen them?
Oh, you saw little frogs there?
Look at them. See them?
Oh, yeah, that's nice. You can see them in there. Oh, how about that?
So much scum. The surface tension just is so high.
Oh, this is nice. Look, you got an honest-to-God native. You got a Liatris. This is what we should be sowing, and we'll get to that eventually. We're going to start with the pot first, you know. If we really had our shit together, we'd be sowing natives, but actually we'd have to probably burn first. But you always figure we'd do this as a gag, just so Paht Seeds. Anyway, Asteraceae, look at those beautiful pink styles poking out of this relative of stevia, same tribe as stevia, Eupatoriae, linear leaves, and quite. There's the only one growing here. Why is there not more of that? That's kind of nice. I wish there was more of it. It's rare. You don't always see a wild Liatris in the city limits. Oh, this is nice. So you got this little prairie right here, and you got some native Asclepias verticillata, the verticillate milkweed with the very thin leaves and the white milkweed flowers, as you can see right there. So this is a good spot. You got a little mound of little blue stem over there. You can see little blue spikes. Maybe we should walk in here, check it out. Oh, look, they got Asclepias incarnata, the swamp milkweed. You know, maybe they're trying to actively restore this area. Look, you got Liatris there. Maybe this isn't the best place to spread the pot. Maybe we'll go check over there or something. Is this left over, or was this already here? That's kind of nice. Maybe they spread seed, I don't know. It's hard to imagine any kind of native ecology continuing to exist over 150 years of industrial manufacturing and railroad park. You could see the railroad container trains right there. This is pretty impressive though. Holy shit. I didn't expect to see this. Look at this native onion. Look at this allium. Oh yeah, see, they're out here managing this. This is not the spot to be spreading the pot. Well, maybe in those woods or something. In fact, I think that's where we seen it the last time. We saw a big thing of pot over there. Oh, this is some nice habitat restoration in progress. Still a lot of invasives on the outskirts, but I could see how you might even find like a Spiranthes orchid out here or something, you know, a little white spiral staircase of orchid flowers. This Liatris looks notable too. Got milkweeds, you got Helianthus grossus auratus over there, looks like. Of course, you got volunteer eastern red cedar, Juniperus virginiana, not a true cedar at all. You got Eupatorium, right there. Bunch of nice stuff going on. So this is, you know, I wouldn't feel good releasing the Paht Seeds anywhere near here, and they probably wouldn't get established anyway because it's all, you know, inundated toxic slag. Maybe over there though. Look, you got Echium vulgare everywhere, non-native invasive Echium, member of the Boraginaceae. And they're spraying it. That's what that dye indicates. See that blue color everywhere. That's nice. They're actually treating it. Look at the containers in it. I love these kind of post-industrial Rust Belt wastelands, you know, and seeing nature slowly reclaim. Isn't that nice? See, that's how you do proper management, all right? Come in once in a while, once a month during the growing season, maybe more if you need to. Spot treat the invasives with herbicide. That's why it's died, so you can tell it's already been treated, and leave the natives like the Liatris alone. It's proper management. See, all is not fucked. I'm still gonna put Paht Seeds over there. If the people who are managing this contact me and tell me to knock it off, well, first off, I apologize. Second, I'll totally do it. But we're just putting a couple Paht Seeds over there. You know, if this were pristine, we certainly wouldn't be doing it. Oh, look at this rock. Oh, I wonder if that's old concrete or if that's bedrock. I'm gonna go with old concrete, old asphalt and concrete, building foundation, whatever. It is Trichostima brachiatum. This is a big genus. Vinegar weeds, as they're called, because those hairs, those trichomes up and down the plant have little glands on them that kind of smells slightly like a sweet vinegar. They're in the mint family, Lamiaceae. You get lots of trichostoma. I'm getting attacked by mosquitoes. Lots of trichostoma out west too. Some cool ones in Texas. Great fucking genus. Tiny purple flowers on this one. Some of the ones out west get 3 or 4 feet tall with huge flowers. Very showy. Many of them fire dependent as well. You know, this is not, I don't think this is concrete. I was just jaded and coming at this from a cynical perspective. I think this is actually old dolomitic bedrock. You know, roughly 350 to 400 million year old dolomitic bedrock that was left over. I don't know if this site was, you can't, we're not dumping any pot here. See, there goes Al. He's going to go walk off. He's taking a little stroll. We're not putting pot here. This is a nice site. You know, I'd only been here once before. I didn't realize this was like an official area. My bad, I'm sorry. We're still gonna go check out what's growing here though. Check out this. This is kind of cool. Pycnanthemum tenuifolium, all right? Much different leaves than Pycnanthemum virginianum or virginicum, whatever the shit it's called. The more common one you find in some of the drier prairies. Look at those lance-shaped narrow leaves. You get the same inflorescence type. Little white flowers poking out of a cup with a bunch of flowers in it. A bunch of tiny white flowers grouped together in a little cup. Almost like it's Asteraceae. I mean, it's mint family, but and then of course you got Radibeta pinnata. All right, not to be confused with the genus Rudbeckia. Get the leaf shape right there. Narrow, with a little bit of a lobed margin, little dentate margin on it, see that? Leaves opposite each other or slightly off. The leaflet's slightly off and then it ends in this point. Flip it over, look at the phyllaries, because that's the most diagnostic factor. You can see their narrow little hirsute bracts, and then you get that button type inflorescence, that button type capitulum. Each one of those little bracts opens up into a flower. Oh, this is nice here. This is also Tick City, but down there I see some really nice lobelias. Look at all that. Look at all that Lobelia cardinalis. Holy shit. What a beautiful plant. Liking the shadier and the wetter areas. There's Radibeta pinnata, big blue stem, monarda. You could do this in your yard, all right? I'm gonna risk getting ticks to walk back here. This is also where we saw that feral pot. Oh, nice Vernonia, nice ironweed. This is also where we saw that feral pot 4 or 5 years ago. But I don't desire it enough that I need to find it again. I wanna go look at this lobelia now. Ah, fuck. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Holy shit. Look at all the goddamn. Oh, there's probably poison ivy in here too. That's why you gotta burn once in a while though. Get rid of all the parasites, the chiggers, the ticks. Oh, look at that little snail. How about that? Look at that little snail. Wonder what species that is, native or invasive. Look at all that goddamn lobelia. Holy hell. Oh, that's nice. Waiting to get pollinated by butterflies and hummingbirds with those long red conspicuous flowers that bees for the most part don't see. They don't see the color red, most bees. God damn, it's nice. Okay, I'm gonna get attacked by mosquitoes. Wonder where the pot went. You can see there's still quite a bit of buckthorn and some purple loosestrife over there. But overall, it's a pretty nice spot. Holy shit, lots of good stuff. Just, you know, nature that was left. This wasn't a restoration project even. Not over here, this is just left. It never got destroyed in the first place, even though it's ensconced in an industrial corridor. Oh, there you go. What is it? Is that delphinium? Oh no, that's at the campanulastrum. That's a great one too. This guy volunteers all over the spot, all over the region. Look at you got a 3-lobed stigma at the end of that long purple style, and the anthers are inward facing. A little white, that little white ring at the base of those corollas, that 5-petaled corolla. That's what the flowers look like before they open. Look at that lobeliaceous calyx. It's like a lobelia calyx, same family. It's a great plant.
You know, the stuff you see over here really makes you lay back and say, wow. Because these little snails here climbed up the reed and they're just on there, just blissful as all the day is long.
The snails where?
Right here on a reed. They just climbed right up here.
Look, you got one single eryngium left. There's not a lot though. Probably need a burn. It's kind of getting overtaken by solidago. The solidago is forming a monoculture. Wonder if the city will let them burn here.
I think they might do. I'm throwing the bike, what I'm doing, I'm just throwing a bike in a minivan and I'm putting an air mattress back there. I'm going to Wisconsin, I'm just driving around for a while. You know, just find myself out on a country roads, just pedaling along.
That's what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
You're gonna do that?
It's good, you gotta go clear your head. You know, in the
I don't
leaves
know where
and
that
trees.
pot was. You remember where that pot was that we seen down there?
Well, in the picture, we got a house line behind us, so I think
so it's over here on this side somewhere.
In the quadrant. You
There's
know,
some feral hemp.
I bet those houses don't come on a market too often. You know what I mean? Backing up to nature like this in the city. Wow.
Look at that big thicket of Apocynum cannabinum. Milkweed family, Apocynaceae. You got opposite leaves. You'd see a little bit. If you damage the leaf, you get a little bit of white latex. Except the flowers, unlike milkweed flowers, are small and tiny. They're not in the Asclepiad subfamily, Asclepiodoidea there, instead of Apocynaceae, the oleander family. Verbena stricta over here, this nice purple guy. See, a bunch of tiny little purple flowers on a spike. See that? Infused petals. God, it's so nice out here. Yeah, I think they're probably weeding for that pot, but still, it's still pretty good. It's still a nice, really nice spot to come just lurk and hang out. Oh, this is nice. Look, you got this little woodland savannah down here. This is beautiful. I mean, it's instead of oaks, it's cottonwoods, but that's still real nice. This is a well taken care of. How is there no one else here? I'm kind of blown away that we're not bumping into anybody else. I mean, it is a weekday, but still, you'd think you'd find 1 or 2 people out here, you know? Somebody smoking pot in the bushes or
a jogging retiree, you know?
There you go, something, you know? Ah, this is such a great one. Eutrochium. I think it's maculatum. I haven't done a refresher since I got back to town of all the various Eutrochium species, but they've all got pink flowers and they've all got generally whorled leaves. Not to be confused with Eupatorium, which is not flowering yet. Oh no, that's solidago. Where the shit did Eupatorium go? Oh, there you go. Is that it? Over there? Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's Eupatorium serotinum. You got to look at the leaves. There's serotinum and altissimum. Anyway, Eutrochium, there you go. Nice pink flowers. They're not open yet either. They're both in the same tribe, the Stevia tribe, Eupatoriae of Asteraceae, the sunflower family. All right, Lou, let's go. Come on. There you go. Here's Eupatorium. This is Eupatorium altissimum. You know how you can tell? Because you don't see a distinct petiole, all right? The leaf just kind of tapers a little bit, but there's no distinct leaf stalk right there at the base. Whereas this stalk here is not a petiole, that's an actual new shoot coming up. You can see that. All right, and it's also got that prominent midvein as well. You know, the leaves of altissimum almost, in my opinion, look a little bit like some of the Australian acacia phyllodes, all right? Which, if you're not familiar with that lineage, doesn't mean anything to you, obviously, but serotinum's got, just remember that serotinum's got a definite petiole, all right? You schmuck. And what a nice day out. Isn't that lovely? Look at the Elymus, that grass, see that like little foxtail grass? Is that what that is, Elymus canadensis? Oh, how lovely. Lovely day on the south side. Why did this shit never get destroyed? That's what I'm curious about. It is kind of peculiar, you know? Especially, I always say, you know, consider the eastern half of the United States, everything got wrecked so early. It's kind of wild to find things that are still intact. You know, quote unquote natural areas. Look at that beautiful fucking Elymus. That's a native grass. Isn't that nice? Holy shit. Oh, here's an interesting one. Desmanthus illinoensis. See, there's the fruits maturing right there, looking like little bean pods. There's the pinnate legume family foliage, or twice pinnate, excuse me. And then there's an intact flower. Well, a post-mature flower. See if we can find, oh, there we go. There's one that's, see, there's one that's still going off. See that? You got those anthers at the end, but at root of it, you just got a bunch of little tiny flowers all emerging out of the same inflorescence. Like many members of the mimosa subfamily of the legume family, Fabaceae, what looks like a single flower, a little button flower, is actually composed of many tiny flowers. Those little anthers poking out of the ends. So you could just see those little greenish yellow corollas at the base, all the stamens excerpted. So, and again, of course, if you know mimosa plant, those leaves look like mimosa leaves. Duh, there you go. God, that is such a nice set. The fucking Monarda. We've seen so much Monarda yesterday in Gary, Indiana, in the Rustbelt, just going off, looking so good. Look at this. Look at this Vernonia. Ah. Put it in your damn yard. Kill your lawn. I still see far too many lawns in Chicagoland. It makes me so sad. Look how nice it looks. Granted, the Daucus carota, the Queen's Anslace, is invasive. It's not native, but you know, whatever. What are you gonna do? It's not too bad. The Solidago's not even going off yet. The goldenrod ain't even going off yet. It's all the goddamn Monarda and the Ratabita. Right here in Chicago, just on the south side of Chicago. Look how beautiful that is. A spot that never got destroyed in the first place. Here's another Vernonia, another ironweed, all right? Ironweed just means the genus Vernonia. I just call it Vernonia. If you could say ironweed, just might as well say Vernonia, because ironweed's kind of stupid. It doesn't mean anything, all right? Like many common names. This is probably Vernonia missurica. There's also fasciculated down here. I didn't key them out. I didn't look at a flora. I didn't look at flora of North America like you're supposed to do, because honestly, I don't care that much. The differences can be quite subtle, and all you got to know is it's part of a really cool lineage that the whole subfamily of which extends on down into Brazil, and is quite diverse down there. And then, of course, look at those tiny little pink flowers, all emerging out of the same involucre, all right? Each one of those, again, like I've said so many goddamn times before, is its own individual little flower. The whole thing that looks like a flower head is the capitulum. You got those curly Q styles up there, which are diagnostic for the family Asteraceae. And look at that. You can see, just see the pappus bristles at the base of that corolla. Very nice. All the involucres, the little bracts, making it look like a thistle, which again is also an Asteraceae, but in a different subfamily. Great fucking plant. And always with the west sites, we got another Eupatorium species, Eupatorium perfoliatum, which is a little bit more sticky and a little bit more glandular and viscid than the Eupatorium altissimum or serotinum. Perfoliatum because it's got perfoliate leaves. See, large leaves with a distinct texture to them that clasp the stem. Okay, anyway, we came down here looking to do Rustbelt floristics, you know, and down here near the train yard and the old, looking for, you know, post-manufacturing American economy. And instead we found a beautiful prairie that actually never got destroyed in the first place, with quite a bit of floristic diversity, which I was pretty impressed of. So anyway, we'll sign off. We're going to go dump the Paht Seeds somewhere else, look for a little bit more degraded of an area. In the meantime, have a great rest of your night. Go fuck yourself. Bye.
Jenny.
Dude, fishing for industrial, magnet fishing for industrial slag on the North Branch. Look at that, I landed. My first catch, beginner's luck. It's a wait. Look at that, the annual cicadas. It's one of Chicago's annual cicada species. It's not the 17-year ones. He just emerged. He just came out the ground, and he's still got to get out of his shell. I'm stoked. He's one of those camouflage looking ones, not the ones with the red eyes.
I was here shortly after they opened, after the renovation, and it was lovely to have an up-close view of all of the work they've done. It's very revitalized. I can't wait until all of the business fills it up and people can go in there, but not the wrong people. We had a cotillion dinner that was simply lovely, and at the reception I was speaking with some of the business stakeholders in the revitalization project. chatting with the developer at the opening cotillion, and he told me that he had his head builder actually cut out pieces of the wall and remount them to the new wall so that they could keep some of the texture of the original building and tell the story of its decay and revitalization. So great for the community. They've done an amazing job revitalizing this area, and I even heard that they kept some of the original pieces of graffito inside of the building from when it was abandoned. Have a look. They've done a beautiful job. Know a guy who'll sell you discount furniture at a real good price. He's got a storefront on the northwest side. Oh, what a guy. Oh, what a guy! He'll sell you a discount credenza for a real nice price. Refurbish the love seat and it sits so nice. Oh, what a guy! Oh, what a guy!
Look at an epic stand of Monarda. That's all Monarda right there. That's all a native member of the mint family, Lamiaceae. It's growing under a power line easement. In Gary, Indiana, of all places. You know, I grew up with these Rustbelt industrial backgrounds. It is kind of nice, you know, that these industrial parks and power line easements and railroad tracks just slowly getting taken over by the native plant species. A mixture of native and invasives, you know, like this stupid fucking mullein that everyone likes. God, I hate it. Get some nice eupatorium. Whole bunch of milkweed in there too. The mullein, it's medicinal. It's medicinal. This is a nice substrate. Look, it's toxic iron, slag, and broken glass. That's amazing. That's actually a very lovely mix right now. You can see it's quite extensive. You get your horseweed, erigeron, formerly Coniza canadensis, doing fine. Doing absolutely fine. Some invasive thistles, some milkweed. Look at that Asclepias. Look at that. Oh, looking lovely. You know that goddamn Monarda. Look at that. Ah! Shit. That's beautiful.